Again, this is about a 2-hour loop. You see how quickly it's moving. So this is a little disturbing. See a little spin to it? This is what's enhancing the burst of snow right now as it pushes east. It's also being helped by a surge of colder air moving in on the backside. So this will not last much longer. If you want to get out and see it, go out there now. This is a significant burst, especially in Union County, just looking at the images from Waxhaw in the Monroe area. Now in the mountains, the snow is going to continue for you, but as we get east of the mountains, this is it. It's already tapered off in the Unifor region around Hickory, Newton, Conover, down into parts of Cleveland County, Lincoln County, as well as Gaston County. So again, it was kind of nice to see this burst of snow for once south of 85 instead of north. You see these streamers coming off the lake. So anywhere in the mountains, I would expect the snow to continue into the overnight hours, especially as this Arctic air continues to come across those unfrozen lakes, and that will eventually distribute some more northwest flow snow in those areas near the Tennessee line. Now, as we take a look at the forecast, the temperatures are going to be falling pretty quickly here. We're already in the mid 30s. I think we're 34, 35 at the airport right now. We'll probably drop below freezing, probably closer to 9 or 10 o'clock, and then we'll stay below freezing. So while this temperature doesn't really plummet too low, I think 27, 28 will be the low temperature tonight, well above the record low of 24. It's the fact that we could be below freezing for 10 to 12 hours. That is going to be a hard freeze. That is going to put an end to the growing season, and that is really the biggest impact. So overnight, first freeze of the season is one of the longer ones. 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. right now looks to be the timing of this. This will be an end of the growing season, so I've had a lot of people ask me, can I cover things? Can I water them? This is the kind of duration and hard freeze that doesn't work. Unless you can bring the plant physically inside, there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do tonight. And it is typically the beginning of our freeze cycle as we get towards about November 8th. That is our typical first freeze. So this is pretty close to on schedule. This is just a little bit colder than we typically see for the first freeze. Also, your car probably going to be impacted. Low tire pressure light's going to come on. If your battery's faulty, you might have some battery issues in the morning. So just be prepared for that when you get up for the commute. And you might want to grab the jacket, the gloves, the scarves, because it'll be cold tomorrow morning. For the kids at the bus stop, the pets as well, it's kind of a shock to the system when you get the first one of the season. So I definitely want you to be prepared tomorrow morning and as we go into the afternoon. The overnight lows, this is where I think we'll bottom out. We'll probably see some single digits in the higher elevations, but teens for the most part, mid to upper 20s here across the Piedmont. And notice that everybody is going to see a freeze tonight. So this is why it'll put an end to the growing season. Where the snow will continue, again, winter weather advisories in the mountains with winter storm warnings in the Tennessee line over towards the Smokies, where areas like around Mount LeConte could end up with a foot of snow by the time it's all said and done. You see the cold air filtering in tonight by 10 o'clock. Most of this activity is gone. We wake up tomorrow morning, frigid start to your Tuesday. By the afternoon, full sunshine. We should be back into the 40s as we go into Tuesday night. Not quite as cold, still chilly. We'll probably see some low 30s when you wake up on Wednesday morning. But that freeze warning effect tonight, you won't see this again until the spring when the growing season starts. That's the only time we see frost and freeze advisories, because remember, most of the winter, it's always below freezing at night. But this is only in effect during the growing season. Once it comes to an end, you see the growing season done. You don't see that frost or freeze advisory. So winds will be an issue as well. It's pretty breezy tonight, so the wind chill is a factor. Obviously talked about your car and the way you dress tomorrow, but also your house. A lot of folks will be turning the heat on for the first time, so make sure you got those filters changed, and more importantly, make sure your carbon monoxide and smoke detectors have new batteries and are in working order, because fire is a big problem when we start to have this cold air come in, because the relative humidity is bone dry in your house and fires can be a big issue. Tonight, you see how cold it is over the next 21 hours. It is going to be frigid. I mean, seeing about 10 to 12 hours of below freezing temperatures, that will be brutal. And tomorrow, we'll see temperatures start to slowly climb with full sunshine. That's the one benefit. Like we saw early today before the clouds and the snow flurries moved in, we had sunshine. So even though it was cold, it felt pretty good out there. So the forecast tomorrow probably won't crack the freezing mark in many locations of the mountains. Notice the west winds are still breezy. You'll be dealing with the wind chill. Temperatures across the Piedmont, probably upper 40s, getting close to 50 degrees under mostly sunny skies. So certainly a beautiful afternoon for sunshine, just chilly once you step out the door. Here's a look at your Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. Tomorrow morning, we want you to be in weather impact alert for that freeze. Wednesday morning, pretty cold, but then look at that, 65 by the afternoon. We'll be in the upper 60s to near 70 by the time we get to Thursday and Friday afternoon. And by the upcoming weekend, you're talking about temperatures jumping up into the mid 70s. So talk about a wild swing from winter for 2 days back to April weather. We'll go 10 days into the future and show you that most of next week even temperatures stay at or above normal. So a pretty mild stretch, not a lot of rain in the forecast. So if the cold is a little early for you, and I know a lot of folks it is, this is probably going to be one of our earliest trace snowfall amounts that we have seen. I checked today, and only 6 times in recorded history have we had snow of a trace or more on this date or earlier, and this would be the earliest since 1991. So pretty dramatic to see this cold this early in the season. We'll go back to the camera from Monroe again one more time and show you that's the snow that has fallen in Monroe. It is beginning to taper off right now, but stay safe out there, stay warm, and stick around. We got more news coming up at the top of the hour right here on WCNC Plus.